legislature, it really is up to them to come up with a solution. That sounds like a very arm's length stance toward this.
I don't see how you can say that if you just go back and reread your own newspaper about the battles that we had trying to come up with a solution to have a permanent capital fund for the MTA. We got every advocacy group behind us. We got convinced the public to go behind us. Two-thirds of the public, as I remember, in every borough were in favor of our plan. We got the city council to stand up and vote a home rule message asking to implement our plan. I spoke at town meeting after town meeting after town meeting. The governor was there for us. I don't think there's anything else that we could have possibly done. What the legislature said is that was not acceptable, that they had other ideas, and I think that's fine. That's what democracy is all about. In the end, they have to vote, and whatever ideas they come up with, we'll be happy to assist, and we'll certainly give our input during their discussions. But if there's anybody that you can't say walked away, go read your own newspaper.
You didn't give me a chance to ask my question. My question was, that was then, this is now. What role will you take now going forward in making this proposal your own and trying to get it passed?
The one thing I don't want to do is make this proposal my own. This should not be about personalities. This is for the greater good of everybody, and everybody is going to have to participate.
Well, I think one thing that we've cleared up today is that the mayor never would have run for governor.
Chairman Ravitch alluded to the fact that the city and state, which face massive budget problems, would be getting some kind of fiscal benefit, I think from the mobility tax and possibly from other things. Can you tell me specifically like how much money is going to help with the state budget, how much is going to help with the city budget?
I don't actually know off the top of my head if any of the resources will help, to what extent they'll actually help the budget. I don't know the actual. Do you know that?
Well, I do know that the money would be used, amongst other things, to relieve the city in year one, at least this is our proposal, of their obligation to reimburse the MTA. I think it's over $200 million a year for the bus service that the MTA now operates, the city used to operate. The city continues to pay the MTA. I know that it would relieve the counties, or suggested that it would relieve the counties of the cost they currently incur as contributions to the operations of the systems, whether they're run privately or run by MTA bus or Long Island bus. And it would reduce the obligation of the state, if you will. The state has many sources of revenue that are utilized to help subsidize the MTA budget. It's a long list. A lot of those revenues don't exist. The state also has historically contributed money out of its general fund, and it would replace the money that the state would contribute from some of those other sources to cover the operating losses this year. Would I say, given the enormity of the budget deficit that the state faces, will the amount of money be that significant? Probably not, but it will certainly help. And that's something that the state budget director, who's been a wonderful member of this commission, is certainly keeping her watchful eye on.
Elaborate, is there any ballpark figure about how much money the state would have to use the MTA?
Well, I mean, several $100 million. It all depends on how you retain your obligation. I don't see, given the governor's commitment to ensuring a reasonable fare level, that if all of this failed, I have no doubt the state would do something to avert the increase. I can't speak for the governor or the legislature, but I obviously know how they feel about the transit system and how critical it is to the economy of this region. So I can't quantify it. So
go to David and then.
Oh, by the way, I think it's right.
Dave Sykes from the New York Post. Two-part question for Mr. Ravitch. One, if the legislature won't approve the tolls on the bridges, does the whole package fall apart? And number two, why no commuter tax?
First of all, let me answer your second question first. The commuter tax was a revenue of the city of New York. And the idea was that the people who worked in the city of New York ought to pay some of the costs of police, fire, and sanitation. The reasons that that was eliminated are beyond my pay grade, but the commuter tax as a source of revenue for the MTA is of course a possibility, but you run into many legitimate questions. How do you apportion the cost between the people who don't even live in the state of New York, those people who live in the suburbs? And our conviction was, we did discuss it, that this mobility tax would be much broader, much fairer, much more encompassing to the people in the region. And that if the legislature in its wisdom were ultimately to reinstate the commuter tax, it should be as it originally was, an economic benefit to the city of New York.
And the other question, if the legislature won't approve the tolls, does the whole package fall apart?
If you ask me to predict what the outcome of this next month's discussions with the legislature after the bill drafting that the governor referred to, I'd be kidding you if I said I could predict the outcome. But I do know under the kind of leadership that the city and the state have, that there will be a good outcome for the people who depend on the transit system.
I'll just close by saying that it's no secret that businesses, riders, drivers are all going to be frustrated by a lot of this plan. But this plan is a snapshot of where our economy is. I always thought that when this report came back that we would come in and eradicate the fare increase totally. But what we're seeing right now is that we are $10 billion behind where we thought we were in deficit in April of this year. Even the city that saved in the early part of the decade under leadership of Mayor Bloomberg is now starting to experience that problem. Those things, those issues that you hear about on Wall Street, the issue of the country being $1 trillion in debt and with 38% of that our national debt is 38% of GDP, these are the same problems that we're having in government here, and they're the same problems that individuals are experiencing. And so my overall thought about this is we're going to have to make the tough choices. It's either going to be one source of pain or the other. There are going to be no quick fixes. The delays, I think, as the chairman pointed out earlier, the delays, the ways in which responsibility may have been shirked, if not just ignored, in the past, to live for another day. That day has come, and we're going to have to make those tough choices. I want to thank the mayor for coming this morning and being part of this.